clase. Soy la profesora Victoria. Estamos aquí para practicar la hora. Now, telling time. ¿Cómo se hace en español? How do we do it in Spanish? Well, there's three things I want to cover. Tres cosas. La hora tradicional, traditional time telling. La hora digital, from digital clocks. And la hora europea, European time. Now, I hope you know what I mean when I say la hora tradicional, traditional time, right? In other words, a clock kind of looks like this. Oh, I forgot the wrong part. Here's my clock. We should have a big hand and a little hand, right? So traditionally, as you know, these are the way all clocks were set up. I've actually met people that cannot tell a time on this kind of clock. We're assuming you can. ¿De acuerdo? Now, I remember the first time that I taught when I was in Colombia, and I was an exchange student, I was 16, an hour a week, I would go to the local junior high to teach English. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize until I taught English how little I knew about English, because the first lesson I can remember giving was on the time. And I thought, 6 o'clock. And I thought, how on earth do you spell o'clock? By the way, it has an apostrophe, o'clock. I learned that when I got back to the States. But anyway, in Spanish, instead of saying o'clock, they say la hora. So the question that you ask and have people ask you is, ¿Qué hora es? ¿Qué hora es? Literally, what hour is it? ¿Qué hora es? Now for traditional time telling, as far as vocabulary, this is probably the easiest, because you only have to know 30 numbers, 1 to 30, to be able to tell time. So when they say ¿Qué hora es?, only twice a day, for 30 minutes, are you going to start out the sentence with es. When it's 1 o'clock, you're going to say es la una. It's the first hour. Es la una. So in traditional time telling, and I'm just going to say, I'm going to forget the traditional, we're just talking about this right now. From the 12, when the big hands from the 12 all the way to the 6, for the first, from the time when the hour starts all the way to the half hour, they always say, es la una y however many minutes after the hour it is. For example, 5. Es la una y 5. Es la una y 20. And you say the actual number. When you get to the 3, which is a quarter past, es la una y cuarto. So cuarto sounds just like the cognated is, a quarter. Es la una y cuarto. When you get down to 30 minutes, you'd say, es la una y media. Now once you get past 1:30, la una y media, and you start heading toward 2, this verb is going to change from es to son. Because it's more than 1 hour, so we're going to change from singular to plural. Es to son. So son las, and let's just go straight to 2 o'clock. When you get going this direction toward the hour, son las dos. I'll say the hour that's coming up, so it's almost 2, but it's not quite 2. Son las dos, and then I would say menos. Say 15. Son las 2 menos 15, or 2 menos un cuarto, or suppose it were 20 till. I would say, son las 2 menos 20. So it's 2 o'clock minus 20. So in other words, it's 20 till. Now that works the same. The son works the same with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if it were 3:30, I'd say son las 3:30. 6:30, son las 6:30. If I want to say it's 20 till 7, I'd say son las 7, and I'd say menos 20. ¿De acuerdo? Fácil. Okay, so that's tell time like that, perfectly understandable. But just like in the United States, digital clocks are everywhere. Los relojes digitales, ¿verdad? So your clock says 5:33. Just like in English, you probably say 5:33. Siete 46. So you say the number, this first hour, then the minutes. You don't put an E in the middle, you just say the two, 7:46. Now how do you do AM and PM? You might be tempted to say IM, PM. Please don't. I've done it before, it's not right. You want to say AM in the morning, right, is de la mañana. So, son las 3:30 de la mañana. 3:30 in the morning. 3:30 in the afternoon. Son las 3:30 de la tarde. Now, tarde in Latin America and Spain seems to go all the way up to like 8 p.m. As long as it's light out, they'll say tarde. But once the light goes down, then they'll say de la noche. So, son las 10 de la noche. Son las 10 de la noche. It's 10 at night. Now, one more thing I want to cover before we go on to something else, which is European time. La hora europea. Excuse me. When you go to Spain, they'll tell time like this. Son las 3:15 de la mañana de la tarde. But if you actually look, for example, at a TV guide, they use la hora europea, or as my dad used to say, military time. The 24-hour clock. So, if you have suppose your favorite show, I don't know what that would be, somebody being kicked off an island or something, some reality show. It comes on at 7 p.m., a las 7 de la noche, o de la tarde. But in the TV guide, here would be, actually I don't know if the S is on there or not in the TV guide, but 19 horas. So 19 hours, right? So the 24-hour clock, hour 19, it's actually 7 p.m. So, just so you don't miss your favorite show, that's the way you do it. Okay? See you next time.